Welcome to your exclusive presentation of South O'Brien Wolverine Athletics on Fuller Digital Solutions.
Awesome. Alrighty, Fuller Digital Solutions. I'm Caleb Claycamp, and we are here at South O'Brien Community Schools and interviewing the girls basketball team. With me here to start things off is head coach DJ Hansen. Coach, first and foremost, how are we doing today?
Good.
Awesome.
Kind of a Monday day, but good to be in the side.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Glad that basketball is an indoor sport on a day like today. And talking a little bit about your team before we start the season. Practices have begun. You haven't quite had your first competition. Just give me some of your thoughts preseason of the girls this year.
Just everybody in general just feels in a better spot than we were last year,
Sure.
kind of the first year I took over. So, all the girls have mentioned just confidence, feeling better. Coming back, they kind of know if I tell a drill, they know what it is. They kind of feel comfortable with the system we got started last year. So everyone's a little more comfortable and confident coming out of things. And, the first week has looked good. You could definitely tell we've done a lot of skill development the past year.
Gotcha.
That's a little better. So
Gotcha. So maybe a little bit more comfortable within your coaching system here in year number 2. Talk to me a little bit. Now, we said that you have 13 girls on the squad this year.
Correct.
So not too big for numbers, but just kind of give me the breakdown of seniority. Are you relatively young, old? Just kind of give me your thoughts.
Sure. Well, we have one senior, Abby Nelson, and then we got 4 juniors after that, and all 5 of those girls had quite a bit of playing time last year. So they all have a year of that varsity under their belt. And, a couple of them did some JV as well last year. And after that, we got 2 sophomores who are going to help contribute. And there's some freshmen that are chomping at the bit and looking to try to get on that squad as well. So a little more competition, I would say.
Sure.
And practice this year.
It's one of those things when you have 13 girls, a lot of them are going to have to contribute and get an opportunity to do so. So talk to me about what you feel like the identity of the team is this year. I know you've only had a couple of practices, so it may change over the course of the next few weeks, but just your thoughts kind of before the season begins competition-wise.
Sure. And we're still kind of exploring and discovering that. We had a scrimmage the other day, so that kind of told us a little bit. We get some information from there. I think we're definitely scrappy. Like I said, we're a little short on the bench, but we have some good athletes and we have some high character kids, and they're just very coachable and fun to work with.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's going to be a good cohesive group that plays together and plays for one another. So I think that'll kind of be our strength this year.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Talk to me about the competition this year. Obviously, you're in a difficult conference that has some great quality girls basketball teams. So just give me some of your thoughts on how that tough competition throughout the entire course of the season is going to obviously prepare you for 2025 basketball.
Right. Yeah, there is some really good basketball here in the War Eagle. Hinton and Akron and can't think of the other one now off the top of my head, sorry. But there's some good squads up there that are really tough and they're going to be hard to get some wins against. After that, I think there's just a really big mix of teams where you're never going to know who's going to win that night. It's going to be a close game no matter what after that. So it should be a really fun season. I think there'll definitely be a top tier. Then after that, it's going to be fun to see how the cards play.
Sure. And in that way, kind of a lot of opportunity each game for the Wolverines this season as well.
Yep.
Coach, last question here before we let you go and we kind of get you guys to begin practice on a night tonight.
Sure.
Any goals that you've talked about either with the team, kind of to yourself internally? What are your kind of thoughts on where you want the season to go this year?
Sure. Well, last year our big thing was setting the foundation of year one, just getting some skill down, learning kind of that main offense, main defense. And this year it's kind of building off of that. How much can we build off of that and keep the ball rolling? Momentum's a hard thing to get going. So we said we got to keep that ball rolling and keep getting better every day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. And momentum, one of those things. Once it does start, and you get it to roll, it continues most
absolutely.
often. So,
absolutely,
Coach, we appreciate you hosting us here on a rainy day for basketball practice, and we wish you the best of luck here throughout the course of your season.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate
thanks for coming.
it. Thank you. Alrighty, now we'll get some of the South O'Brien Wolverine girls basketball players in here. Alrighty, and the first Wolverine, who am I speaking with? Lindsay, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So first and foremost, why don't you introduce yourself? Let's go with who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
My parents are Tony and Heather Rank. I'm 17 years old, and I'm from Primgar.
Gotcha. Sorry, we want to make sure we get you in there. Perfect. So from Primgar, are you a senior this year?
I'm a junior.
Junior, gotcha. So how does it feel to be one of the upperclassmen on the team this year? Obviously, you've got some younger girls below you to kind of guide and help them develop, but just give me your thoughts on being an upperclassman this season.
I'm less scared this year because I was on the team last year.
Sure.
I feel like being a leader for the younger kids because we don't have much older kids this year.
Sure.
I feel like other juniors are being that this year too.
Gotcha. And now talk to me a little bit about the relationship you have with some of your fellow basketball teammates, especially some of your fellow juniors. You do have a couple of them on the team this year with you.
Most of us play sports together, so we're already pretty tight about that. And then other clubs like FFA and stuff, we're just pretty close.
Gotcha. That kind of brings me right into my next question. Tell me all that you're involved in besides basketball here. Any other sports that you play here for South O'Brien?
I'm in volleyball, basketball, golf, and softball.
Gotcha. So in a lot of sports, like you mentioned, and sometimes that's, I feel like a current theme in some of the smaller schools. A lot of you guys play a lot of the different sports, and to me, that's kind of an advantage as opposed to maybe if you are from the city and you just play volleyball or you just play basketball. Would you agree? I mean, the relationship with your teammates, would you think that's the case?
Yeah.
Awesome. And then last question here before I let you go. Do you have any goals for yourself or for the team this year that you're really hoping to accomplish?
The obvious goal is to win more games, but I feel like we could do better this year with that.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck, and thanks so much for chatting with me. All righty. Moving right along through the Wolverines basketball team. Who am I speaking with?
I'm Abby Nelson.
Abby, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. So same thing. Kind of introduce yourself. Let's go with where you're from, how old you are, who your parents are.
So my parents are Ken and Wendy Nelson. I'm from Sutherland, Iowa, and I'm 17 years old. I'm a senior.
Gotcha. So a senior on the team this year. Give me your perspective, kind of as the senior on the team. How do you feel like the rest of your teammates are there to support you, and obviously you're to support them during any given point in the season?
Yep. As the senior, I'm kind of looked towards to be the role model of the team, kind of set the tone of the season, and the juniors, I play a lot of sports with them. I'm a 4-sport athlete, so we all get along really well. And just being in those different sports, like Lindsay said, it just helps our connection a lot better, I think.
Gotcha. Talk to me about your kind of on the court. Where do you find yourself? What positions do you play?
So I'm a shooting guard.
Gotcha.
I'm more of a I like to pass it to my teammates more than take a shot.
Gotcha. That's kind of what my next question was going to be. What do you feel like a strength, either offensively or defensively? You said you've got some good vision, obviously, getting the ball to your teammates. Anything else that you have?
I'd say I'm more of a defensive player.
Sure.
I like being on defense. I get some steals and play hard down there at the top of the key. But offensively, I'd say my strength is driving, getting in, drawing the foul.
Gotcha.
I'm good at making it look like I got fouled.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely an important part of the game, driving in, making contact, and that sort of thing, going to the line for extra shots. So any goals that you have for this season as we kind of get competitions underway in not too long?
We had a main goal of placing better in the conference.
Yeah.
I'd say our conference, a lot of teams have lost their really good players, so I think our conference play will be a lot better because we've improved, and then other teams have kind of gone down a little bit. We also had a goal about just less turnovers, like putting things together more, putting our offense together, and just not making the silly mistakes.
Gotcha. So it seems like you have a goal to kind of be a little mixed up in the standings, as well as kind of make sure to protect the ball and that sort of thing. So thanks so much for chatting with me. Wish you the best of luck this season. Thank you. So rolling right along here through the Wolverines. All righty. Who am I chatting with?
Chloe Husted.
Chloe, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome. Great to hear. So let's start by introducing yourself. Let's go with who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
My parents are Brent and Becky Husted. I'm from Sutherland, Iowa.
Gotcha. And how old are you? What year are you?
I'm a junior.
Junior. Gotcha. So same question as to one of your teammates. Now, last year you were a sophomore, technically an underclassman. This year you're a junior, technically an upperclassman. Does it feel any different, or is it just kind of another year on the basketball team?
I think we're really advancing with our skills. Like, we're getting better. We're being, getting more together as a team, and we're just improving this year.
Sure. Talk to me about kind of your positions. Where do you find yourself out on the court?
I'm a bit of everything. I feel like I can be, up top and, guard, shooting guard, and I can even, sometimes play post.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, when there's 13 of you guys on the team, you have to be willing to kind of be interchangeable with some of the other positions. So that's good to see that you're kind of willing to do whatever it takes to have the team be successful. Now, talk to me about whatever position you are playing. What do you feel like is a strength of your game, maybe offensively or defensively?
Offensively, I like to like pass the ball and keep the ball moving.
Sure.
I just like to, I don't know, just keep the ball in play and let other people have success.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things when you get a little too selfish at times, it makes it more difficult. When you're willing to share and facilitate some of that assisting and passing, it can make the team success that much more successful. So any goals that you have for yourself or for the team as we kind of get competition started not before too long?
I think we need to like just set a goal of becoming more confident and just confident with like ball handling and shooting. I think that can really help us like go far in the season, and we're trying to get like up in the ranks of our conference.
Yeah.
And so I think confidence will really help us.
Gotcha. And obviously you're not one of the first players that said that, and when a lot of you guys are focused on the same goal, it makes it that much more likely to come true. So thanks so much for chatting with me. We wish you the best of luck this season.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty, and we're rolling right through the Wolverines girls basketball team. And who am I speaking with?
Reese Farquhar.
How are you doing?
Good.
Awesome, great to hear. Introduce yourself, how old you are, where you're from, and who your parents are.
I'm a junior this year. My parents are Ryan and Heidi Farquhar, and I live in Southern Iowa.
Gotcha. So same question to you. How do you feel like, is there anything different now you're an upperclassman technically on the team? Does it feel any different?
I guess like taking more leadership roles, I would say. And this year we do have a pretty good number for our freshman class coming in, and I think it's good to just have them there. But other than that, nothing's too different.
And I mean, give me your thoughts on some of the younger kids. Obviously, you've seen them in practice so far, and you once were one of those younger kids.
Yeah.
So do you feel like they're doing good so far this season?
Yeah, I think they're actually doing pretty good. I think they'll help our team, and if they keep working hard, I bet they could make varsity because we just don't have much. But so far, I've been impressed with them, and I think they're helping us even for scout team too for varsity. So
Gotcha. Awesome. Talk to me about the relationship between you and your fellow teammates, and especially your fellow juniors. There's a couple of you guys on the team. Are you guys kind of a tight-knit team here?
My junior class, we've been playing together since like 4th grade. Sure. But we're really close with Abby, we're close with everyone. No, there's no drama or anything. We just all get along really well.
Awesome. That's great to hear, because sometimes it's not always like that. And so it's great to see that here it's definitely some good culture and good atmosphere. Any goals that you have, either for yourself or kind of from a team standpoint?
For myself, but also the team. Just more confidence, but also having intensity going into every game.
Sure. Our
coaches have said this year, like, we could have won games, but it was the first quarter. We just didn't come out hard enough. And so I think we just need more intensity and be more energized and pumped up before games.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, it's good to see that you at least know what you need to fix in order to get better. So we wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for chatting with us, Reese.
Thank you.
Thank you. All righty. And rolling right through. Who am I chatting with?
Addison Hedberg.
Addison, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. So introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
I'm a junior. I'm 16. My parents are Rod and Mel Hedberg, and I live outside of Polina.
Gotcha. So there is kind of a lot of juniors on the team, a nice group of you guys. How do you feel like your relationship is with your teammates?
Good. I feel like it's definitely grown a lot, like, over the years. I mean, I've been playing the same sports with these girls forever, so.
Gotcha. Talk to me about your positions out on the court. Where do you find yourself most often?
So I'm a point guard.
Gotcha.
So I bring the ball up the court.
Gotcha. Now, I mean, obviously that position takes a little bit of a leadership role. Obviously, you're handling the ball when you bring it up the court. What do you feel like a strength of your play is at the point guard position?
I feel like the ability to, like, see up the floor.
Sure.
And I feel like I can be quick with the ball.
Gotcha. Awesome. Tell me about any goals you have for yourself or for the team. Have you discussed any kind of with the entire team this year?
Yeah, so for myself, it'd just be to be more confident. I feel like there were multiple times last year that I could have drove, and I just wasn't, felt myself ready.
Sure.
And then for the team, I mean, just improve from last year and be more confident also.
Gotcha. Well, it is one of those things. I mean, last year a lot of you guys were sophomores, and now it's just 1 year older, and like you said, that much more confident this year, hopefully. So thanks so much for chatting, and we wish you the best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you. All righty. And hello, who am I chatting with?
Abby Woodall.
Abby, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Thanks for asking. Start us off by introducing yourself, how old you are, where you're from, who your parents are.
I'm 15. My parents are Phil and Beth Woodall, and I'm from Sutherland, Iowa.
Gotcha. So 15, are you a sophomore this
Yep.
year? Gotcha. So were you on the team last year as a freshman as
Yep.
well? So now, year 2, how do you feel like you've improved? Obviously, last year you were a freshman. This year you're a sophomore. Do you feel like you've gotten better over the course of that time?
Yeah, I think our intensity has really gotten up, and just the experience, knowing like what's happening and getting in the playbooks.
Gotcha. Talk to me about your relationship. Do you feel like between you and your teammates, how do you feel like, are you guys a close-knit team here?
Yeah, I think we're really close and we all get along. There hasn't been anything, and we just really like to hang out with each other.
Gotcha. Talk to me about your positions. Where do you play, and where do you kind of find yourself most often out on the court?
I'm a guard, but I'm mostly on the wing.
Gotcha. So kind of interchangeable, whatever side you need to be on and that sort of thing, I'm sure. Give me some of your thoughts on any goals that you have, either for yourself or for the team this year.
I think just getting more wins and getting ourselves in the standings higher and just really working on our intensity and coming out ready.
Yeah, again, both the intensity and the standings, you're not the first person to say that, and when everyone's focused on the same goal, it makes it that much more likely to come true. So thanks so much for chatting with me.
Thank
we wish
you.
Best of luck. Alrighty. And who am I speaking with?
Breely Rasmussen.
Really, how are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Awesome. So introduce yourself. Let's go with who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
So I'm 15. I'm a sophomore. I'm from Paulina, Iowa, and my mom is Tracy Rasmussen.
Gotcha. So same question. Now, last year you were a freshman. This year you're a sophomore. Do you feel like you've improved over the course of that time?
Yeah, last year playing mostly JV, my confidence wasn't super high, and I just started playing in 7th grade, and so it was my 3rd year, and I was still pretty nervous on the floor, but I think, this year being on varsity, it has definitely improved my confidence and my aggressiveness.
Gotcha. Awesome. Talk to me. Obviously, like you said, you started in 7th grade, so haven't been playing the sport for too long. How have some of your teammates, especially maybe some of the juniors and the senior on the team, have helped you, kind of guided you along this process?
Yeah, they've definitely been some really good leaders, helping out with learning the new plays because I wasn't aware of them last year, playing on JV, and just being really supportive and making sure you hold your head up high.
Awesome. Now talk to me about kind of your positions. Where do you find yourself?
I'm like a forward and a post, so I'm mostly down by the rim.
Gotcha. And tell me what you feel like is a strength of your game. Obviously, you are very tall, so that's obviously a positive. But
yeah,
other
that
than
helps.
That, give me some of your thoughts.
Well, I think this year I've improved my post moves, especially down low. I think my vision of the floor has also definitely improved, which helps deciding whether I should try and go up myself or pass it out to a teammate.
Sure. And it's one of those things where you can distribute the ball when you're down low as well as out on the wing. So
definitely.
That's a definite part of your game that I'm sure that you pride yourself on. Any goals that you have for yourself or for the team as we begin things not too long?
Yeah, just as a team and personal, our confidence, that's something that I really want to work on, as well as, like some other people have said, our intensity. I know in the past year, we kind of came out slow starting some of the games, and then in the later game, we would kind of get up close, but then just because of our start, we weren't able to pull off the win. So if we can just start out strong and then finish through, that would be amazing.
Gotcha. And it seems like you guys really know what you need to work on, and that's very important because some teams don't, and it's hard to improve when you don't know what you're doing wrong. So it seems like you guys have a clear path of what needs done here. So thanks so much for chatting with me, and we wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving right along here to some more Wolverines on the girls basketball team. All righty, who am I speaking with?
Cassidy Horseman.
Cassidy, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So introduce yourself. Let's go with who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
I'm Cassidy Horseman. My parents are Megan and Michael Horseman. I'm from Calumet, Iowa, and I'm a freshman.
Gotcha. So a freshman this year. Did you play basketball last year as an 8th grader?
Yep.
Gotcha. How do you feel like, is it much different up here at the high school level? I mean, it's the same sport and it's the same ball and same rim, but it's up here at the high school level. Is there much different for you?
I'd just say that the game would move faster than I expected.
Gotcha. So maybe a little bit quicker, the pace of the game and that sort of stuff. Talk to me about the relationship between your teammates. Obviously, there's quite a bit of you younger girls on the team. So are you close with your teammates?
I'm pretty good with the freshmen. Still exploring the relationships with the upperclassmen.
Sure.
I've been playing since 4th grade with them, so I know the freshmen pretty well.
Gotcha. And it's one of those things that takes time. So obviously, the longer you're up here, the closer you guys are going to get. Any goals that you have for yourself or for any of your teammates or team the rest of this season?
Just keep improving as a team and keep the intensity up.
Gotcha. Awesome. Cassidy, thanks so much for chatting, and we wish you the best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Thanks, too. All righty. And who am I chatting with?
Allison Grable.
Allison, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Awesome. So let's go introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
My name's Allison Grable. My parents are Derek and Jen Grable. I'm from Paulina, Iowa.
Gotcha. And how old are you this year?
I'm 15,
15.
freshman.
So you're a freshman. Gotcha. Same question from last year, now up here at the high school level. How do you feel like that transition has been from 8th grade now up here at the freshman level?
It's a little bit different. Like she said, it was faster, but like the upperclassmen, they are good at telling us like where to go and stuff, so they make it easier.
Sure. Talk to me about your positions. Where do you find yourself when you're out on the court? Where are you?
Yes, I'm a guard and a post. So.
Gotcha. And same thing. It seems like when you guys don't have very many girls on the team, you have to be willing to play wherever, and it seems like you're willing to do so. Give me some of your thoughts on how you feel like you've improved from last year to this season.
Got a lot more confidence and more comfortable with the ball.
Gotcha.
From like summer practices and stuff like that.
Awesome. And then last question here for you, and we'll let you get ready for practice. Any goals you have for yourself or for the team this year?
Just keep improving and make better relationships with the upperclassmen.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck, and thanks so much for chatting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. And who am I chatting with?
Anna Grable.
How are you doing today, Anna?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. So introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, and where you're from.
I'm a freshman. My parents are Derek and Jennifer Grable, and my parents.
Where are you from? Sorry.
Paulina, Iowa.
Paulina, Iowa. Gotcha. And you're a freshman on the team, obviously, too. And I believe, was that your sister that I just spoke
Yes,
with?
we're twins.
Gotcha. So twins. First question, I guess, then, how's it like playing with your twin sister on the basketball team?
It's good. We've been playing all sports together for a while, so.
Sure. Kind of used to it at this point, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Give me your positions, where you find yourself out on the court.
I'm a forward, so I'm normally by the basket.
Gotcha. And what do you feel like the strength of your play is, either offensively or defensively? Just kind of give me your thoughts.
Offensively, seeing the court and knowing when to shoot it and when to pass it.
Sure. Gotcha. And then give me your thoughts on your relationships with your teammates. I mean, there's quite a few of you freshmen, so are you guys kind of a close-knit team?
Yeah, we've been playing sports together for a couple of years now, and I think with the upperclassmen, the same thing. We've been playing the same sports with them for a couple of years too, so I think we're pretty close with each other.
That kind of brings me right into my next question. How many sports do you play, or what sports and activities do you do?
I do basketball, volleyball, softball, and golf.
Gotcha. So another one of those multi-sport athletes and kind of one that competes year-round. Any goals that you have for yourself or for the team?
Just keep getting closer and hopefully win some more games.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for chatting with me today. Alrighty. And a couple more South O'Brien Wolverines. Who am I chatting with?
Addis Triplet.
How are you doing today?
Good, you?
Awesome. Thanks so much for asking. Why don't we start off with a little bit about you, who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
I'm a freshman. My parents are Drew and Katie Triplet, and I'm from Primgar, Iowa.
Gotcha. So a freshman this year. Did you play last year as an 8th grader?
I did.
Same question then. What do you feel like is there much different from 8th grade year? Now you're up here at the high school level. Has it been a difficult transition for you?
No, I just think there's more intensity in the game.
Sure. And it's it's one of those things. It's the same ball, same rim, but it's a little bit faster, a little bit more intense, and a little bit more competitive. Now, give me your thoughts on your positions. Where do you play, and where do you oftentimes find yourself out on the court?
I'm a forward, so I'm more by the basket, but I also can play guard. But I'm not the best shooter, but...
Gotcha. Just kind of continuing to get better, I'm sure, and one of those players that seems like you're willing to play wherever you need to help the team be successful. You said you're not the best shooter. What do you feel like is a strength of your game, kind of regardless of the position that you're playing?
Probably just layups, just down by the basket.
Gotcha. You got to be able to make those easy money shots to get yourself easy points. So, any goals that you have for yourself or for the team?
No.
No goals?
I mean, yeah, I do have some goals.
Okay.
Just win some games.
Sure.
That kind of stuff.
Sure. There you go. Just get more W's and get more wins in the win column. Awesome. Thanks so much for chatting with me, and we wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty, and our next South O'Brien Wolverine, who am I speaking with?
Annika Degas.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. Why don't we introduce yourself? Let's go with who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
My parents are Renee and Chad Negus, and wait, what were the other questions?
Just where you're from and how old you are.
Paulina, and I'm 14.
Gotcha. So another freshman, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
14? Gotcha. How do you feel like your relationship is with your teammates, especially your fellow freshmen? There is a nice little core group of you freshmen, so are you guys a tight-knit team?
Yeah, we are. We get along really well, and we've done stuff together for a lot of years.
Sure. Now, talk to me about some of the upperclassmen. Have they been supportive to you freshmen and maybe helped you along and answered questions if you had any?
Yeah, they're really good about just including us and helping us.
Gotcha. Awesome. And then what other sports do you play here for South O'Brien?
Volleyball, softball, and track.
Gotcha. So another multi-sport athlete. And then last question for you. We'll let you get to practice. Any goals that you have, either for yourself or for the team as we kind of begin games here not too long?
I just hope we can win.
Sure.
And just get along with each other. And
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, you're not the first person to say that. So hope that everything goes well. And thanks so much for chatting with us. All right, and I believe the final South O'Brien Wolverine, last but not least, who am I speaking with?
Kate Dow.
Kate, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. And introduce yourself. Let's go with how old you are, where you're from, and who your parents are.
So I am from Sutherland, Iowa, and my parents are Corey and Jamae Dow, and I'm 15, which makes me a freshman.
Gotcha. So freshman this year, and the same question that I asked a lot of your fellow freshmen. Is it a lot different up here at the high school level, or give me your thoughts on the transition from 8th grade up here to the high school?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think it's a good different. Like playing volleyball, kind of transitioned more like into basketball and where it's just a normal. And I think it's the intensity, like some of my teammates have said, but I think it's just all kind of the same except for that intensity part. But it's all good.
Yeah. And it helps when you play multiple sports. Like you said, you started with volleyball, and that kind of maybe broke the ice with some of the girls that you didn't know. And you've already played a season with some of the girls up here at the high school. So, give me your thoughts on what other sports, I guess, do you play besides volleyball and basketball?
I play volleyball, track, softball, and basketball. So
Gotcha. So another multi-sport athlete. Do you feel like that's an advantage being here at a small town and you're playing all these sports with the girls? Do you feel like that's an advantage to oppose, like maybe you're at a large school in the city and you only can play volleyball or you can only play basketball? Do you think that's a bonus here?
Yeah, I definitely do. Because, I can't imagine not playing all sports. I just a couple years ago found out that some people only do play one sport. So it was kind of like, I don't know, that's just been the normal for me. But, just having all those teammates, and most of us girls, we all play 4 sports. Right. So just having that relationship throughout different sports and, maybe you have a teammate that's good at one sport but isn't good at the other, but having those teammates that still show up even though it's not their favorite sport, really makes a team.
Sure. And your teammates year-round, that's what I think is most important. There's no really off-season to competing either. You're competing year-round and your teammates year-round. Last question here for you, and then we'll let you get to practice. Any goals, either for yourself, for the team?
Yeah, I think our goals, again, a lot of my teammates have said, is getting wins. Right. For South Bryan girls basketball anyway, getting wins hasn't been very the normal. Right. And so having getting the wins, but also having fun with your teammates and maintaining that relationship with them, I think is a big goal.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where it takes time to kind of change things, and it seems like, Coach Hansen took over last year, so now his second year, and obviously a nice core group of you freshmen up here. I don't know how many, 5 or 6 maybe, of you freshmen. So the future's looking bright here for South O'Brien, and I appreciate you speaking with us, and we wish you the best of luck this season.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.